Good afternoon, everyone. Today I'm joined by United Head of Medical, Kai Hepworth. How are you doing, Kai?
I'm good, thanks, Tom. How are you?
Yeah, it's all good here, although it doesn't look as sunny as it does in your garden where you are at the moment.
No, it's not too bad down here, just lapping up the sun.
Yeah, make the most of it. Well, Kai, obviously last season there was a whirlwind for you. Let's just go back to the start. How did the move to Torquay United come about? Because you and Gary go back a little way, don't you?
Yeah, I worked under the manager at Cheltenham Town Football Club. I was brought in as an intern to begin with, and the head of medical over there liked the look of me and brought me in with the first team, and then introduced me to the manager. And yeah, I thought I did quite well under the manager over there, so that obviously brought me here.
Must be quite a compliment that when a manager moves to another club and actually then remembers you and the impact that you had on another team, and then wants to take you back to his new club. Yeah,
it was brilliant. I mean, getting the original call was just quite surreal to me. I didn't think I'd be hearing anything like that for a couple of years into my career. But yeah, it was a massive, honour to receive the call and get the move down to Torquay.
So did this opportunity at Torquay United to be head of medical, did that represent, new territory for you? What were your responsibilities when you were at Cheltenham?
So at Cheltenham, I was in a team of three. So there was the head of medical, a sports therapist, and myself as well. So I didn't have a great deal of responsibility in terms of the first team. But in terms of the academy, I was doing, I was the lead role for the academy. I was looking after under 9s to the under 16s. And then whenever it was needed, I would help out with the under 18s as well. So I, worked with a range of ages over at Cheltenham.
Yeah, it must be very, very exciting then for you to be appointed as the new head of medical when the opportunity arose at Torquay United. It must have been something you were really, raring to get your teeth into.
Yeah, so getting the move to become the head of medical as opposed to being like the second therapist, it's a massive jump. Huge amounts of responsibility sort of put onto you, but I enjoyed every minute of it, and it was just a dead surreal opportunity, so I couldn't not take it.
No, obviously must have been very, very exciting. And was there things that you instantly put your stamp on, little things that you implemented that you thought, I've got these ideas and I'd like to introduce these?
Yeah, definitely. No disrespect at all to the previous physio, but when I came in, I obviously had my own ideas that I wanted to implement, like a specific recovery protocol, for example. So, when they finish training sessions or when they finish games, they follow a protocol to recover better. Stuff like injury prevention sessions. So we added those in because obviously what we'll talk about later, we had an influx of injuries. So we added those sort of injury prevention or robustness sessions to build up the lads. But yeah, there's lots and lots of things that I sort of implemented and wanted to put my own stamp on. But yeah.
It must be a real boost then when you know that you've been brought in by the gaffer and that you've got the backing of everybody at Plainmoor, that you're able to implement these ideas and that everyone is right behind you and all the team, together. And that.
Yeah, definitely. Getting the backing from the managers is the most important thing. Obviously, you need the buy-in from the players, but the manager is, he's the manager for a reason. But for example, the injury prevention sessions that we put on. At the start, they may have been a little bit sort of simple. They did the job, but they may have been a little bit boring, if that makes sense. And eventually, as we progressed the sessions and the manager was sat in, he was enjoying the sessions that were put on. They were more sport specific. Everyone was having a laugh and getting the work done at the same time. So the most important thing for me was to get the buy-in from the players and the managers' acceptance, if that's the right word.
Yeah. Like you say, Kai, it is important, and whatever you're doing at a football club, that you have got that buy-in, you've got that camaraderie and the team spirit, and that's going to be very important going forward as well, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if you don't have the buy-in from the players, then you're not going to be able to implement certain things. the biggest thing is making it fun and making it sport specific. Because if you don't, then the players just simply aren't going to do the work. You know, they're not, well, they're going to do it, but half-heartedly. So, and you know, getting the buy-in equals more effort in the sessions. So, got to make it as fun as possible.
Now, apart from being a good set of ambitious, talented lads on the field, it must be a bit of a relief then that the majority of them have signed up again for next season, because you won't be having to implement your new ideas on a whole range of new players, and that hopefully any new additions to the squad will see the others reacting to your ways and means and hop along with that.
Yeah, definitely. That will 100% make it a lot easier. For example, we've got the captain already in Asa, and you know he's staying with us next year. And you know if the new players are going to come in and watch the skipper sort of listen to what I have to say and listens to the exercises and does what he's supposed to do, then you know it's easy for them to follow along and join in with everyone, I suppose.
And it's we're going to tackle it now, Kai. Obviously, your first season, what a baptism of fire. From the club having only a handful of minor injuries on our way to the National League South title in 2018-19. Last season was very, very different. Tell us, Kai, what was it like?
Yeah, I mean, the words baptism of fire, I think I've heard endless amounts of times this season. But, you know, it's not wrong. We did have an unbelievable amount of injuries. I think we coped with them relatively well. The team did well under such pressure. You know, at some points we were having 10 players out and looking after all of them at the same time. So it was a tough first season, definitely. But you know, there's a lot of things to look back on and improve for next season, and make sure we have lots of different protocols in place to help prevent things like that.
Now, no club likes to talk about being unlucky in that, and everyone feels that, you know, they're unlucky at different times, and hopefully these things balance themselves out. So you might be for a relaxing season next year, who knows? But how much of it was just down to luck and circumstance and things you just can't really legislate for?
Yeah, so, you know, if anybody follows what type of injuries they had, then you'll see that we had a lot of ankle injuries, for one. A lot of those ankle injuries came from impact. So, you know, somebody actually hitting our players' ankles, for example. Things like that you can't really prevent, unfortunately. There's a lot of things that are accidental, and, you know, there's a lot of, we can do all the injury prevention in the world. If somebody comes in and 2-foots you in the ankle, there's not a great deal that you can do to stop anything from being damaged. So to be honest, I think we did get a lot of things that we couldn't actually do anything about. But again, in the future, all we can do is increase the injury prevention sessions, make them tougher, which makes them stronger, and fingers crossed we do have a good season next year.
Now, how difficult was it when you're managing that? When you've got, I mean, you mentioned yourself, like up to 10 players are out at the same time. Obviously, the football staff, you know, you've got Gary and Aaron that are looking after trying to pick a team for the match. But managing those and making sure they're all getting the attention that they need, those players that are injured, how on earth did you manage that?
It was very tough. I'd be a liar if I said I did it all by myself. I did bring students in with me. So the reason I do that is it gives those students experience in the field, and it also helps myself and the club out. So say, for example, if we have 10 players injured, then a student will be assigned to 2 players. I will be assigned to 2 players. Somebody will be assigned. And it helps, you know, it helps the camaraderie between the student and the player. So they're getting their experience, and then I can still watch over everything and make sure everything's going smoothly. But yeah, the students that I had in did very, very well for me all season.
It sounds like you were very organised and methodical about it. It must have been a very steep learning curve, no matter how well you dealt with it. I guess there's, like you said yourself, there's experiences that are gained from these situations that will put you in good stead for the future and put the club in good stead for the future.
Yeah, definitely. I think we're definitely going to keep going with the students, because we can't we can't say whether we're going to have, just 2 injuries all season next year. We need to be prepared in whatever circumstances we come up against. And this also, in terms of what you mean for the future, if we have a very good student with us and they progress and graduate, then that could be something that, somebody that we bring in the future to help us out again. So yeah, always looking into the future.
Now, we've been talking recently with the players and management about their ambitions for next season and going forward. I take it your ambitions must be pretty much the same, and that you're looking to be working for a football league club.
Yeah, that's the dream of the club at the moment. Everybody wants promotion. We don't want to settle for middle of the table or just outside of playoffs. We want promotion as a team. Being a League Two head of medical would be a good title to have as well. So, but no, definitely the aspirations for the whole team are definitely going to be promotion for next season.
And you're excited for the new season when it comes around, like everybody else?
Very excited. Just hoping that we get to train in the sun.
Yeah, absolutely. And hopefully your year will be a little bit quieter than it was last year.
That's the goal. Yeah, that is the goal. I'm really am hoping that it is. But yeah.
Brilliant. Well, Kai, it's been fantastic talking to you. Thanks for taking your time out of your day, and enjoy the sun. And to everybody else, we'll part as we always do. Take care, keep safe, and we'll see you all again very soon.